Hello and welcome to the Fit and Fabulous at Any Age podcast. I am Brooklyn, your host today. I am here with Coach Camille and Coach Amanda. Today, I am excited to be diving into our subject, the invisible load that women carry, how to stay balanced with boundaries, movement, stress support, and hormone-friendly eating around the holidays. This is perfect timing since we're dealing with Christmas. We just got done with Thanksgiving, and just how to stay at least consistent through this time of year. I feel like with my clients, one thing I see during this time of year is they just start to feel just really like overwhelmed, kind of like emotionally, physically, just like almost hitting like burnout. Um, this happens women 30s, 40s, 50s plus. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that like there's a lot of family gatherings that you're not used to, right? There's a lot of extra responsibilities on top of your normal responsibilities like, oh, not only do I have to go to work all day and, make sure that my kids are taken care of, but I also have to make sure and remember that, on this day is like wear reindeer outfit or reindeer socks. And then on this day is my kid's choir Christmas concert. And then on this day, I need to make sure to put the elf up, right? Like, or put the elf up every day. Like, I feel like for women, it's just like always something. And that was like a coaching call I had this morning, and she was just like feeling so overwhelmed. She's just like, there's something every weekend and there's something every night. So let's dive into it. We're different ages here, Mom. You've had 5 daughters. You've been through the little baby years to the teenage years, and you're basically almost at this point, like empty nester. And then there's me, who I've got a 7-year-old who's like prime time, like Christmas magic. I got to make it magical. And then, Amanda, like you're in your 40s and you're kind of, with all the family, because your family lives close by, right, Amanda? Yeah. So you've got all the family things that you could attend or not attend. So let's kind of talk about it. What like invisible load do you guys start feeling around the holiday season that just isn't typically there?
Camille, I'll let you start since you're mom of 5 girls. I'm sure you have a lot of wisdom for us.
It's like it hits you at every phase and you want the holidays to be perfect, don't you? I mean, I think every woman wants that for their family, but it's so much extra for us. So we just got done with Thanksgiving at my house and we just got back from a trip from Hawaii and that was a lot of fun to do, but then I come back and I mean, why do I choose the holidays to do this? But I decided to get new dishes, new silverware, get rid of all the old stuff. And so I had to, and I did this last year too. I don't know why I do it, but it's something that has to do with, I want my home beautiful for when my kids come home. So I'm going to so I love it when my kids come home, but I do want it to be nice. And our house is older. It's like 23 years old. So there's just always updates. We had the
Very nice
basement
home,
flooded.
Mom.
Yeah.
Think an
Base,
average person would go into your home and be like, "Oh shit, like this is so nice." So yeah, you think it's older, but it's
it
quite
is.
very nice.
It is nice, but there's always updates. We had the basement flood before we went to Hawaii, so we had all that mess. We were cleaning up like the night Brooklyn and Jordan came home. We were putting furniture back and getting beds put back together. Plus, I was finishing up all my dishes that I got brand new and had, cleaned out everything. And so, just being an older mom with older kids coming home, you still want everything to be perfect. My Christmas was set up about 2 weeks after Halloween because I know it always gets to be rushed, especially with a trip before. I know it's hard. Life is hard, but I do come home and I want things magical, just like you girls do. Um, and so it's hard because you just want it all perfect. And I started baking like 3 days before Thanksgiving and putting things in the freezer. And then we still had a lot to do when you came home, Brooklyn, right? I mean, we still had to do potatoes that morning and get everything organized. But I think the best thing that we did was the turkey trap. We haven't done that
Yeah, that was
before.
fun.
And that
That
got
was
us out
very
of the
fun.
house. That got us out of the stressful mode and let's go play and kind of get some me time in. And I think that's the best thing we've done in a long time. We had our time, the guys had their time because Yeah, for most women, well, for a lot of women, the holidays are on us. Like I have a friend who has her husband takes care of a big majority of the load at Christmas. Mine, I have always done everything at Christmas,
You're the
always.
magic. You're Christmas. I didn't realize like that you were. Well, actually, I think
I'm
I
Christmas
always known that
Camille.
you were the Christmas magic, but you're the holiday magic. It all happens. Even for like my clients who are Jewish, like the women are the ones that are really making things like special and magical because we think about the little details too.
The little extras.
We think about the little things, like where a lot of men are just they don't even think about that. Like I feel like with you, mom, like you made Breck, you got him this like little Santa sack with like candy and like socks, and you got him like a coloring book. And like those are the little things that like as moms and as women we think about that I feel like
We
and
do.
there's no hate on men, but that's things they don't think about, right? They generally just because they don't that part of their brain is, not active. I feel like I'm like talking about men in general. My husband's different. He's definitely that part of his brain is active. I'm like more active than mine in some places, but he thinks through those little things, the little thoughtful things. But I feel like for women that's a lot of extra stress though that women carry, to be like, oh, I want it to be extra magical. I want it to be extra special.
It
And
is a
that's
lot.
hard. That's really hard. So not only were you like, oh, I got to get all this food ready and I got to get all this, but like make sure the grandkids have like cute, little things for them. And then make sure like, I mean, yeah, you had everything basically done when we got there. So that's a lot to carry, especially for women your age, mom. Like, everybody comes home and sure, it's only a few days, but that's a huge preparation to get ready for.
It's a shitload. And then you
Yeah.
don't sleep right before, and then you don't sleep in the middle of it because I think your mind is going a million miles a minute. At least that's my mind. That's part of women is we just can't stop thinking about everything we want to make good and do and special for our families. And once again, it's part of who we are, but it really is a lot of stress during the holidays. Like I love Halloween. Halloween's my favorite because it's so easy, but
Same.
Thanksgiving, I know, but Thanksgiving is a lot of work. It's a lot of food. Christmas is a lot of work. It's just, and all the parties. It is everything, isn't
It's
it?
a lot of extra things that you're like, also, too, like sometimes, I think we can add in, not only do you have like the extra like things, but it's also like the extra gifts, like the extra little things you did for like the grandkids, mom, like that's extra. Like, oh, let's just add, but we don't think about it, but we think about it, right? Like it was literally just yesterday. I was like, okay, now I got to get like this friend something. I got this friend. Oh, I need to make sure Brecken's friends have gifts. I need to make sure his teacher has a gift. I need to make sure, and I'm just like, and Jordan was like, we don't need to get his teacher gift. I'm like, but like, that's kind of rude.
It
Like,
is special.
why? Yeah, I'm like, and I'm like, okay, and then we got to get the neighbors gifts. Like, we got to make sure the neighbors have stuff. So I feel like as women, like, even though Jordan's great and he does a lot during the holiday, I also am like remembering now, I'm like, oh, that's right. Do still think through a lot of things that men just don't. Cause I feel like we're always, I don't know, women are always just like, like everything's connected. Like I started talking to you guys about Christmas this morning, and I was like, "Oh shit, I forgot to put the freaking elf up." Like I even was last night. I literally was like, "I need to get the elf out in the morning. Like when I go down to the treadmill, just get the elf out." And I forgot December 1st. So I guess the elf will be on the Christmas tree when Brecken gets home from school. It's fine. It's
There
fine.
you go. That works.
And the
I don't know
elves
if he's
are
still.
so fun. It's one more thing that's so fun, but dang, it's a lot of work.
I know like moms hate on it, but like Brecken loved it last year and he loved it the year before that. So fine, we'll do it. What about you, Amanda? What are like for you, like what is the invisible load you feel like that you carry during the holidays?
Great question. Thank you. So, first of all, I'm not blessed enough to be a mom. So, kudos to moms. I watch my mom. I watch my sister. I watch you ladies, and you go through so much. You make sure everybody has everything they need. Mine's a little more, I think our clients relate to the emotional aspect of all the food that you're going to be around. And I have social anxiety. And
Mm,
even though I love time with my family, as the older I get, I realize like my social anxiety gets a little worse. I need more time to decompress after. And I notice sometimes I find myself in conversations just like extra anxious, not because anything happened, but just because I'm like overthinking, I'm in my head, or if I've been at an event for several hours, I just am feeling like I need to step back. So it's hard for me to not emotional eat on top of all the, you know, extra cookies and cupcakes and all the yummy food that's around for Christmas, especially. I feel like more than Thanksgiving because all the cookies and everything, and all the yummy desserts. And I noticed that I find myself like wanting to do something with my hands because of my anxiety. So if I'm talking to somebody, I'll like catch myself still like picking at stuff, like if there's a tray of, like meats and cheese, or there's like a
Yeah.
little like chocolate tray. And I'm not even hungry, like at all physically. Like I ate before I want, I'm good until dinner, but I'm just picking because my anxiety is like so high. And so it's something I have to really like, I've been really working on and help with my clients through like, okay, well, what can we do when this situation happens? Because it's gonna happen. It's not like it's maybe it'll happen. It's probably gonna happen where you're gonna feel anxious or you're gonna feel
Mhm.
like you need to escape somehow. So we'll do things like gum or mints or like a drink, like, and just keep picking it up. So you're still doing something with your hands and you're still getting that like motion to your mouth if you're like used to like chewing or whatever, but you're not just eating endless calories where you're not even hungry and enjoying it. You're just like shoving your face.
Yeah.
So I feel like that time of year, it's always very triggering, even though I've come such a long way thanks to Fierce Queen and being a coach now and just continuously learning. But I feel like that trigger is always in the back of your mind. It's always there,
Mhm.
that urge. You just have to like kind of like sit back, remember like, okay, this is the hard moment and this is what I'm going to do because my goals, my health are important to me. And you
Yeah.
have to really be mindful in that moment and kind of take a step back and look at yourself and be like, I'm not just going to keep eating everything because I'm stressed, because now I'm going to be 5 pounds heavier after Christmas and be really stressed and my gut
Yeah.
health's going to be off. It might sound something like really simple to someone that's never struggled, but I feel like a lot of our clients have struggled with emotional eating will understand that when your anxiety is up, that's just like it just goes hand in hand. So you really have to go in with like a strategy basically.
Yeah, I love that. I think that kind of comes back to like what me and my mom were talking about too, is like a lot of women don't understand why they're emotionally eating or overeating during the holidays. It's that, their anxiety is higher because their stress load has gone up tremendously. I mean, geez, like, I look at my typical client, working mom. The working mom is, not only does she have to go to her 9 to 5, but then she comes home, cooks dinner, takes care of her kids, and then Christmas at the end of the day. Oh crap, I got to get gifts. I've got to wrap the presents. I've got to, oh, and then on the weekend when I usually relax from work, I'm having to go to parties and go to family events. So it kind of makes sense why women would naturally gravitate towards emotional eating, especially if neighbors are dropping off yummy treats. And then you go to the grocery store and they have yummy treats. And then you go to a party on the weekend when it's supposed to be your stress-free weekend, and you're around a lot of people and it's loud and you're stressed out, and then you're overeating. It's like, well, no wonder
Mm-hmm.
why. Like, you're overeating because your stress load is high. So I think also like one of the things too is recognizing and just like admitting to yourself, like, okay, I'm more stressed out right now than I usually am. I'm dealing with a lot more. I call it the stress load. Like, the stress load is higher than it usually is. And during the holidays, 100% is it higher than it usually is because you have the load of all these other expectations of the gifts and the extra time that you spend usually for your downtime, parties. You're having to do extra things for your kids that you're like, what the hell? Why am I even doing this? Like the elf thing, like, again, I like the elf thing. I do it because I think it's cute. There's just so many extra things that I feel like the cortisol's up, the stress is up.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like, I'm trying to quiet this anxiety in my body. But I feel like for a lot of women, that's honestly like, that's where you need to first, the step number one with emotional eating is recognizing and just admitting to yourself that I'm feeling stressed out, like I'm feeling overwhelmed. That's like, I would say step number one is you have to recognize like the emotions and the feelings that are coming into your body, and you just have to admit it and you just have to say it out loud. And sometimes like it's telling your spouse like, hey, I am feeling really overwhelmed. I can't carry all this right now. Maybe this weekend, instead of going to the party, I'm going to stay home because I'm feeling a little tapped out. So like, I think like what you're saying, Amanda, is like, yes, like we have to have strategy, but I think also we have to have boundaries.
Oh,
Um,
yes.
we have to have like, we have to have places where we can like have a moment to like decompress too. Um, so the stress load shows up for a lot of women, and this is, and you guys can tell me what it feels like for you. When I'm feeling stressed out, I get really short. So like I'm really impatient. I'm feeling like I'm gonna burst, like I'm gonna scream at someone. I'm a very angry person when I get stressed out. I'm not like a I don't know of anybody who doesn't get angry when they're stressed out. I feel like if you are, like maybe you're a unique person, but I get angry. I don't cry. I'm definitely not a person that cries when I get stressed out. And if, I used to binge eat. I used to binge eat. That's what I used to do. Um, but I will notice that now if I am feeling stressed out, my brain's like, "Oh, go have a cookie, you'll feel better." Like like this voice in my head's like, "Oh, go eat a cookie or 5 or 10 and you'll feel better. Go get a box of donuts." So that's one thing I notice with myself is like I get short, I get irritable. Little things trigger me, like just even like simple things like Brecken asking me something simple like, "Mom, can you help me with my homework?" Like that irritates me, little things. And then like I start to hear like, "Oh, just eat the cookie, you'll feel better." For you guys, like what does it feel like in your body when you're feeling like your stress load is maxed out?
I feel angry, but I'm goofy. I have a problem with getting angry at people. I don't know. Like I feel bad for getting angry, so then I get to the point I get so frustrated, I hold it in and I'm a crier and I'll
You're a
just
crier.
cry. And
That's
then
that's okay.
it doesn't like help anything, but it's just like that release. I'm just like I get so frustrated, I just like
You're
cry.
overwhelmed.
And then I'm
Yeah.
like then I get mad 'cause I'm like, why did I let myself get so upset? Because I could tell like I shouldn't have taken on this and this and this and this. And it gets to the point where you just feel like you're just on autopilot, almost like you're on
Mhm.
like a merry-go-round and it's just spinning and spinning and you just want
Yeah.
to like dive off because you're like I just want to stand still for a second, if that makes sense. Like my world's just spinning. And so sometimes like when you start to feel like where you just feel out of control and you feel like you're not even like feeling like yourself because your sleep is suffering, your stress is up, you know, everybody's coming at you. I need this, I need this, I need you, especially moms. And that's when you really just need like, okay, I need to take a step back. I
Mm.
need to ask my spouse for help. I need to ask my family for help so I can be the best version and be the best mom and not snap on everybody because I'm not okay right now. It's okay to say that I need help. I'm really stressed.
I feel like women struggle with that though. I feel
Oh, yeah.
like I know for me, like, I've gotten mad at Jordan multiple times for not being like, how do you not know? Like, can you not tell that I'm like literally burning on both ends? But like, men are, I'm just gonna say it. And I love Jordan. He's a great guy. Men are just men. Like, they're so simple minded and they literally need to be told directly and bluntly, I'm struggling. I need you to do this. Unfortunately, I've been married to Jordan for 13 years. Like he still can't read me that great, unfortunately, at this point in our marriage. Trust me, I've had many talks with him. But I've also come to the conclusion, because I have all female clients, that men are just like that always. I think that they struggle to, like, women can read other women. Like, I can literally tell, like, just by someone's body language and by
Mm-hmm.
their tone of voice if they're having a bad day. Like, with my clients, I'm like, you seem a little off today. And they're like, oh my gosh, I had the worst week. And they're like, how'd you know? My husband doesn't even know. And I'm like, well, I'm a woman. Like, it's just a skill that we have. And I feel like, if we are asking people to step up for us, especially like if it's a male, yeah, we probably need to be really blunt and direct. Like, I am struggling. This sucks. It's hard. I need you to do XYZ, right? So setting a boundary like that too. And I like for you, Amanda, I feel like some women do get to the point where they just cry. Um,
Oh, yeah. I've always
I
been a crier.
rarely, I really don't cry. I think I cry like maybe once a month. Um, but it's like over nothing important. It's like a commercial. usually about like
It's a
a little
release.
boy, and then I'll cry and I'm like, oh, that's so sad. But yeah, I'm I'm more of a like a rageaholic when I get stressed. I'm for sure a ragey
I
person.
feel that though. Like I feel that. Like if I'm driving and I never like am like not an aggressor or aggressive person, but like inside I'm like, oh my gosh, why is this person going so slow? Or why is this person? But normally I don't feel that way, so that's when I know like I need to like change something because I'm starting to get
Yeah.
agitated over stuff that's like trivial,
Yeah. Yeah,
you
that's
know?
the same here when I can tell when my stress is really bad because I've worked really hard on like my road rage. I can tell like when my stress is really high, I'm like snapping at other drivers. I'm like, oh, okay, I need to take a chill pill. Um, yeah. So what about you, Mom? What do you see for yourself?
Um, I used to get angry. I did. And I think as I've gotten older, it just, I wish I still had some of that because that's like when people know they can help you because you're really acting out. But I tend to get quiet and just into myself and just I'm upset inside myself, but I don't act out because I'm just older and I don't want anybody to get hurt. I have older kids and I just don't want them to anybody to experience anything negative. It's just part of getting older, I think. And so you keep a lot inside. Like Amanda was saying, you keep it inside, but I don't cry. So for me to let it out, it's, oh my gosh. Like we went to Wicked this weekend. And when I saw Wicked earlier this week, I was just filled with the
Oh, you,
spirit. I
you
felt
guys went to
great.
Wicked?
I
Bummer.
know, it
Without
was so
me?
good.
Did you guys go on Saturday?
Saturday when Lex left, we went after she left. And
Okay.
yeah, like I wanted to go, but Sierra didn't want to go. And so I didn't
I
want
would
to
have
take.
loved to go to Wicked with you. You should have
I
you should have
know.
told me. I would have totally gone with you. Anyways,
It
keep
was
going.
it was so good, but how I could tell because I get quiet and I get into myself and I just can't feel anything. I get numb. And so we watched Wicked earlier this week, the number one, and I just bawled the whole time because I we saw the Broadway show and I loved it. Like I cried the whole time. So when we went to the show this weekend, we had just went through Thanksgiving and you go through the holidays and my girls are great. My son-in-laws are great. They help out a lot. My girls clean, like we got everything done. But to get done, and my husband and I have a very traditional role, both of us. So I do a lot of the work. I do most of the work for the holidays. And I didn't cry. I barely cried at this Wicked, which I'm like, this is so odd. Usually things touch my heart and it's like it pulls on your heartstrings. And I think I was so stressed and coming off Thanksgiving and getting everything done that I just don't feel. And so that's part of getting older and not wanting to cause any waves. And then, sometimes it causes, like, it's hard for a husband and a wife to go through holidays. I think sometimes it can be a lot of stress when you get older or even when you're younger. And so that's hard. I mean, yeah, like my husband and I feel stress and we don't talk sometimes. So communication is a big deal, I think. And something, geez, I think we were better at when we were younger, but as we get older, I think not so much. So that's really hard for me. But yeah, too
Yeah,
much
so every
information.
well, some people deal with stress differently. I think like I guess it also depends who I'm around too. Like if I'm really feeling stressed out and I'm around like my husband's family, I do what you do, Mom. Like I retreat. I kind of retreat like and especially if I'm around like a lot of people or big crowds, I also retreat. I'm like, "Oh, because I can't like really I don't know, expand on how I'm feeling." But when I'm with Jordan, like regardless of how angry I get, he's never gonna come and like backlash on me.
Mhm.
So I
Mhm.
do end up like usually losing my shit a little quicker with him than I would around, which is kind of sad because if anything, I should be lot more like, chill out, Brooklyn. Like, it's your husband. So I think everybody deals with stress differently. So regardless of like how you deal and manage with your stress, like recognizing, I always say that's step number one, like recognizing that you're feeling overwhelmed and you're feeling tapped out Number two is, okay, when you're feeling like that, how can you, because there's a battery that's being drained. When you're feeling overwhelmed and stressed out, that means there's batteries being drained somewhere. And for you, mom, like your battery was basically on empty, and that's probably why you couldn't feel like any, well, I honestly, probably if I went with you, mom, you probably would have cried. It probably, if I would have gone with you,
Totally.
we would have cried because I sang that song at a pageant once.
You know what? I know.
Aw.
It was like her first pageant, and she worked so hard to learn
And I
for
didn't have
good
a great
this
singing
song.
voice, but I still
Yes, you did.
sang
It,
it.
it was beautiful on stage. Like she worked so hard, like with everything in her life. She worked with a coach that was a singing coach. And
Oh.
yeah, she was a really good singing coach. And Brooklyn sounded beautiful on stage. It was your first,
Aw.
wasn't
That was my
it?
first time on
It was your
stage. That
first.
was that was interesting. But yeah, mom, we'll have to come down to like you'll have to come down to Utah and let's go to the movie and watch it. I'll watch it with you again.
It's different when you go with your girls or with,
Girls.
it's just, yes. And
Or
also
people that like you're emotionally safe with too.
Mhm.
I feel like
very,
that's a
very
big
true.
one.
You're
So
emotionally safe with Jordan, so you can talk to Jordan. And so it was just my husband and I don't really feel a lot of that. And so anyways, yeah, I just think it's important to learn your triggers, and I've learned to retreat. And
yeah.
then when everybody leaves, it takes me a couple days of not doing anything to fill up again. That's just how
Well,
I've
yeah,
learned
that's
to do it.
and
Yeah.
that kind of comes back to my point is like your battery was completely drained, like it was low. And, even though you love spending time with those people, like it can still drain you. Like it can still drain you because you're having to, like, you had to host in your home. That's a lot. I can't imagine. Oh, that sounds like a lot of work. And then, you cooked and you did all these things. And so it makes sense when your battery is completely drained. This is what I always tell my clients, like you have to spend just as much time refueling that battery than you did because draining it might have been really quick. Like it might have drained from you in like for me, sometimes it depends on the people I'm around too. If I'm around certain people who drain my battery really fast, I have to spend like double the amount of time refueling my
Mhm.
battery to get myself back to like a normal place. Like, we went to, I'll just use this as an example. We go every other year with my husband's family to the Outer Banks. And although his family's great, and I'm sure if some of my sister-in-laws listen to this, like I love all of them. They're all like literally some of the kindest people in the world. His family such nice people. Like I'm like, why are you guys so nice? Like they're just nice all the time. But for me, we go in this big beach house. It's not even that big. And it's all the cousins, which Brecken is the oldest. He's 7, okay? And then he's got like 6 cousins younger than him, and we're in one house. I am a mom of one, and I'm not used to little children, like little babies
Anyways.
and like a lot of noise. Like my kid's loud. Like he has ADHD. He's very loud. He shrieks constantly. He wakes up in the morning, "Mom, Mom," and I'm just like, holy shit, calm down, dude. But like when we go on that trip, honestly, within the first like 4 hours of being there, like we got in at 1 a.m. from the airport. We like flew in, drove into the Outer Banks. We stayed in that house. We got in at 1. I probably didn't fall asleep until about 2. I woke up at 6 a.m. to like kids running and making noises. And I just literally was like, "Oh my gosh," like and it was like that for like the next 3 days. Luckily I got to leave early because I went and did a show and I'm like, "Ah, this was perfect. I'm going to do this next time." But I also, realized like that's a boundary for me. Like we either do one of two things. We only stay for 3 days or because that's what I did. I left early to go compete, which I did not feel bad about at all. And then or we stay in a place that's separate because being around that many people, like it's not like we had our own hotel room, like it was constant. And I think sometimes like that's also a boundary problem, but it's also like a battery draining problem. For
Mhm.
people who spend a lot of their energy, like especially like empathetic people, who spend a lot of their energy, like we actually like when someone's talking to me, I'm actually listening to them. Where I feel like some other people, like, if I have like a sister-in-law talking to me about a problem or my mother-in-law or like anybody, I'm like, wow, that's so hard. Like I'm like putting myself in their shoes. So I feel like for you, mom, and like you, Amanda, like when you're doing these events, you're doing these parties and these holidays, even just going to someone's house, your battery is being super drained. Like my battery is being, it was so drained. Like I got to Chattanooga, I stayed by myself and I was like, oh, hallelujah. I was all by myself for like 3 days. I was like, this is amazing. That's what all moms need to do. But unfortunately, they don't have the ability to do that during the holidays. So that means, number one, set boundaries of like, okay, I will do this party, but I'm going to opt out of this party so I can refuel and replenish. I need like one day where I'm just not giving out of my energy and my resources for a day. Um, but I think step number one is like recognizing like what do you do when you're stressed out? And then making sure you're refueling that battery. Because if you don't refuel that battery, guess what's going to start happening? You're going to start binge eating. This is where a lot of women start emotionally eating over the holidays. And they'll start sabotaging themselves naturally because they're like, I'm so tapped out. I'm so tired. I don't know how to cope with this. And then they start shoving food in their face, just trying to cope with the emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah. So let's see.
It
I
is
mean, what
total
helps you
coping.
guys after what's that?
Oh, just it is total coping when you eat. Like
It's
after
coping.
everybody left Saturday
Yeah.
and back from Wicked, like I was fine, but when I got home, I was starving. And I actually I actually went to the pantry and I ate probably like this is funny. No, it's not funny, but this is what happens sometimes. Sometimes I'm in more control than others, but I probably ate a good 1,000 calories of just junk and I kind of planned for it. Thanksgiving I planned for. I knew it would be a free day and just enjoy it. I didn't want to worry about food, but Saturday, whenever after everybody left and Wicked was done, it's like I needed refueling, coping, and I kind of fed myself, which I wish I wouldn't have done. But then I got done. I'm like, okay, I'm good. I'm good, and
Yeah.
it is a total coping skill, something
Mm-hmm.
that I'm really good at sometimes and I don't do. And I did Saturday night. And then I got back to eating good on Sunday. But boy, those coping things, they're real. And oh, dang, they can just come out of nowhere. And you just,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
dang.
Just happens
So,
sometimes though, but the important
yeah.
thing is like you just said you didn't sit there in this cycle of like I suck, I'm the worst, man, I shouldn't have done
No,
that,
I
like
just,
what's wrong with me? She's like, okay, it happened, move forward, move on.
it
Maybe
just,
next time after the kids leave for Thanksgiving, I'll go to Wicked by myself. Like maybe I'll take myself out for a nice dinner and then I'll take myself to Wicked instead of like being around more stress. Like sometimes that's honestly that's one thing I've noticed with myself when when I'm dealing with a lot of people. One of the best things I can do after all of the people, I'm just when I was like after I'm done peopling, and it doesn't matter what type of people, it's just people. I need to retreat. And if I don't do that, I will go back to some old coping mechanisms, which is
Mm-hmm.
overeating, and I'll find myself like doing things that I'm like, what am I doing? So what about you, Amanda? Like what has helped you, or what are things you've noticed that like after you've done, I feel like women all struggle with a lot of peopling. I will say I have like one client, maybe two, that like love to people. They love like being around tons of people all the time. But for
Yeah.
most women, they they don't they're like people always say like, oh, I'm not as good as I used to be, like I can't people as much as I used to, and I'm like, yeah, I think that like once you go through some like anxiety, you go through some like big life stressors, you also recognize there's certain personalities that really drain you, and when you're around those personalities for even just like a few hours or a day or 2 days, like it's a lot and it's heavy, like, and so you have to do things to like decompress. So what do you do, Amanda, after, because your family lives close by,
Oh
so
yeah. So I am blessed. I have a lot of nieces and nephews, but there's sometimes a lot of events could pop up. And around like Christmas time, I like want to go to all them, but there's sometimes when it's like one thing after the other, and I just am like, okay, I try to go to things, but if I can't go to everything, I'll just try to like pick like one per like niece, one per nephew.
yeah, I like that.
Yeah, and then like the day of Thanksgiving,
okay.
I knew it was going to be um, very fun, but a lot of people. There was going to be like I think 17 to 20 people in my sister-in-law's house, and some people are probably like, well, that's not that much. But when you're You have social anxiety. That's a lot, even though like they're all
Well,
extremely nice.
that's a lot of kids. That's a lot of noise.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, that's just a lot. Like that was literally the house I stayed in
Oh my
with
goodness,
my
I could
husband's family.
imagine for 3 days.
Dude, tell me about it. I got done with
Yeah.
that 3 days and I literally couldn't cope. So yeah, that makes sense though, Amanda.
Yeah, so my husband and I, he's very introvert. My family think I'm an extrovert compared to him. He is extremely like if he never left the house again, he'd be happy. So he's like he gets it. He's like I'm tired before I even go mentally. So we work out the day of like anytime we have a social event. It's really good mental health way to like deal with things, because you get things moving, your brain chemistry starts changing. It's proven that, feel good chemicals start to come out. And so we do that. We get that way so our energy and our anxieties get released
Love
too.
that.
We'll do like a lot of strength training that day, a lot of, higher pass cardio, whether it be elliptical or go to the gym. And it really does help. And we
Mm,
still struggle a little bit, but we notice the days that we don't do that versus days we do, huge difference mentally. You
yeah.
just, get your body moving, get things going, you just get the blood pumping, and it really just gets some of that anxiety out, that energy that you're like holding in. So it really does make a difference just moving your body. We do it together, so it's nice like little bonding experience because like whether it's he'll start or I'll start, where we're like, all right, you ready? Let's do this. Like, let's go. So it's really nice because it's our way of like kind of just getting like our anxiety out and not holding it in all day. So it's really helpful.
I love that. That's kind of what we did, Mom, huh? We
Yeah,
Oh
did
yeah,
that
your
turkey
turkey
trot. We
trot.
never done that before though, but
it
I
I
was
do
love
think
great.
it
that.
helped. It helped
It was
for
great.
sure.
Yeah, we were able to get out that morning and the sun was shining. There was no wind, which is very rare
Oh,
for this
nice.
time of year. It was
Yeah.
beautiful. It was just fun. And then we got back out and we got back home and we were just all happy. We'd had a good morning and hurried and put Thanksgiving on. So yeah, that's important, getting your body moving.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
it
like
really is.
also like the endorphins and you know, what's that show, Mom, that we always watched growing up, like Legally
Loose
Blonde,
Friends.
like
Oh, Legally
no, Legally
Blonde.
Blonde,
Oh,
where she's like talking to the girl and she goes, "Do you guys know what I'm talking about? What's
I
the
know you're gonna
quote?"
say she's like people. Happy people don't. She exercised. So the girl that was on trial. So she was an exercise instructor. So happy people have endorphins. They don't just kill people or whatever. Because
Yeah.
she was on
Happy
trial for killing.
people, she works out. Happy people don't just don't go around and kill their husbands, like
Yeah,
something like that. I'm gonna like totally slaughter the
I
quote. And you
remember
guys,
that part. It was
She's
so
such a
yeah.
funny.
cute actress. Yeah.
Yeah. So I
True.
think like, if you're struggling and there's specific days that like it's gonna be like a lot of socialing and a lot of peopling, like what Amanda said, like do something to help yourself feel good. Like go work out, go on a walk. Like it doesn't need to be this crazy workout. Like it's literally just getting out of your bubble and just getting out and like moving your body it's just a game changer. I feel like sometimes it disrupts that anxiety too, which is really good. So I think the day of, like, do something, and then the day after, do something to just kind of help yourself. But things that can help you, like, in the moment, if you're feeling really overwhelmed, like you're at like a family dinner or a family thing, you're feeling overwhelmed. One thing I tell my clients to do, I'm like, go to the bathroom. Nobody's going to bother you in the bathroom. If they do, say, I'm going
Yeah.
to take a big huge dump, or I have diarrhea. Like, I don't care, leave me alone. Like, that's what I do to get my kid to leave me alone. Well, if he doesn't, I watched Stranger Things with him. Thanks, Mom. Now he's like freaked out of everything.
But
I
yeah,
can't
you
even
guys
leave him for
watched
2 seconds.
they watched the season finale like the last 10 minutes. Like it was everything wrapped up.
That was a
And so
bad
yeah,
mom moment.
it's
Now
they're
he's scared.
so good.
I can't even go to the bathroom without him being like, "Mom, where are you?" I'm like, oh my gosh.
Oh.
But like if you're feeling like overwhelmed, you can feel it, right? Like for me, I start to notice like, oh, like I'm just feeling like really like tense. I'm really feeling really irritated, irritable. Um one thing I actually did, I will say, when we went to Disney with all the sisters, I was feeling really like a little irritable. I was feeling a little short with some of my sisters. And what I used to do is like blow up. I used to just blow up, but instead I was like, okay, I'm feeling a little frustrated. Like I can tell everybody's getting a little short. I said, okay, guys, I'm going to just go look for a toy for Brecken. And I did. I just removed myself from the situation temporarily so I could chill out. That's also okay too. It's okay to like remove yourself and say, I'm going to take a little minute for myself and just take some breaths. That's okay too. Like stay grounded, remove yourself from the situation, take a deep breath, go to the bathroom, go on a walk, do something to like regulate your nervous system when you're feeling overwhelmed. Because I feel like a lot of people get around like family. Family also puts you back into your family dynamic, your old family dynamic. It can also trigger a lot of things. There's a lot of emotions that might come up. So it's really important to recognize what the emotions are in your body. Recognize, always label and name them. I'm feeling overwhelmed. I'm feeling stressed. I'm feeling irritated. I'm feeling pissed. I'm feeling angry. Like, figure out the emotion, label it, name it, and then give yourself a moment to chill, which means go to the bathroom, like just take a minute away. You don't need to always keep going. Like you don't need to always like push yourself. And then when everybody's gone, when you're away from the situation completely, ask yourself, like on a scale of 1 to 10, how full is my battery right now? Am I 10 out of 10? Can I
Yes.
function at a good level right now? Can I deal with all my normal stressors, or am I going to blow on someone? And if the answer is like, no, my battery level is at like a 1 or a 2, like I'm feeling like I'm going to lose my shit on someone, or I'm going to cry, or I'm going to like, mom, like I'm going to just become like, just quiet and not talk to anybody. Well, if that's the case, you probably need to take some time to refill your energy, your batteries back up. And it's just recharging. Like we put our phones on the charger every night, but we expect,
Yeah.
ourselves to refuel naturally, recharge naturally. We don't do that. We have to intentionally recharge our batteries. And the only way you can recharge your batteries is if you take a moment to recharge yourself. And for a lot of women, that's time alone, because we are the ones usually like doing it all, right? Especially during the holidays, time alone, time outside in nature, going on walks.
Mhm.
I don't know, like what are some other things? Like for me, it's like taking a nice bath. And it's just me also, like I communicate to Jordan, like, hey, I told him, what was it, Saturday? I'm like, I'm feeling really agitated today. I think it's because I just spent like 2 days, 3 days around my family, and it was a
Everybody.
lot. Like it's just everybody, and it's not you, mom. It's just who really agitates me the most. And so I'm like, I just need to be by myself, like for like 4 hours. And so he literally
Yeah.
just took Brecken, and I just told him, I said, I just need to be by myself. I need quiet. I need it just quiet for like 4 hours. And so he just took Brecken to like the trampoline park and took him to the arcade. And they went and did like a fun daddy son thing.
Aw.
And then I was able to recharge. And then you know what? I was fine after that. But sometimes I feel like for women, we think we just push through. We're fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I can keep going. But maybe that's the whole point. Like maybe instead, like listen to your nervous system, listen to your anxiety, and communicate with a spouse or even a family member, or hire a damn babysitter. I don't care. Like I told one of my clients, I said, you need to just go get a hotel room for a night and go stay by yourself and just check out for the night. And she's like, oh my gosh. And she did it. And then she was like, that was the best night I've ever had. I'm like, I know. It is the best night you've ever had because you weren't needed for like 12 hours. So I think for women too, it's like recognizing when you're stressed out and then like refueling and recharging your battery and not feeling guilty about it. I feel like women feel so bad like for not pushing, 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 but like, like our phones, like your phone doesn't just recharge by itself. We have to
Yeah,
plug it in every night.
good point. I love
Yeah.
that.
So,
I was just
yeah.
talking to a client about that today. If I can add to this, it was so exciting because she's a hairdresser, hairstylist, hair artist, and she has her own business. She's close to Orange County, LA,
Oh,
so it's all
all the
very,
problems with no problems.
yeah, all the upscale. I know she's
Yeah.
not directly in her, but she gets some of that clientele. So she's like, I'm
Yeah.
very grateful, but I have to be very on. I have to be very, you
Yes.
know, have a certain persona, make sure like, I address things a certain way. and she's very good at it, but she's also a mom. She also has a 13-year-old boy, so she does a lot. And she was struggling with boundaries, as we all do. And she's like, every year I get so burnt out, especially around the holidays because I'm a hairstylist. And I don't want to tell my clients no because, it's my business. I feel extra pressure 'cause I'm not just an employee. So
Mm,
when people are like, oh, can I come in? Can you come in on your day off just for like, 1 hour because I really need this hair because we had this photo shoot around Christmas. She used to always say yes, yes, yes. And I was like, I could see that, especially since it's your own business. And she's like, I just felt like, the pressure. And this is the first year she's telling people no if she's not feeling it. She's like, certain people that,
that's awesome.
yeah, she goes, certain people that I feel like, like they're very kind, they're very appreciative. She goes, I don't mind. But certain ones that are like just expect it or they're not very nice how they ask or they'll
Yeah.
text her. She said one text her at 6:30 in the morning. And I was like, wait, this isn't a family member, this is a client. She goes, yeah. I was like, 6:30 in the morning? She's like, yeah. And I was like, so I am so proud of her because she was struggling with boundaries. She feels very guilty. She's a people pleaser. She's very sweet. And this week, there was a potluck. A woman sent, I guess, in a group text for work, like, how about everybody do a potluck? Let's do this for work. But it was a 2-day notice, I think, if that.
Mm,
And she was like, oh, 2 days? You want us to like put together like meals for work? And she's like, I already have too much on my plate. Sorry, no. And she said flat out no. And she's like, I didn't feel bad about it for once. I was like, that's
yeah.
amazing. And then she's like, I used to dread and like overthink and then be anxious and then drain from overthinking about saying no. So it was almost as bad if I said yes. I'm like, yes, I get that. And so she said when she went to work, they're like, what did you bring? And she goes, no, it was 2-day notice and I didn't have time. And she goes, that's all I said. And she goes, and I was okay saying that. I'm like,
That's
that
awesome.
is
That's
incredible.
growth.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the fact that she sounded so relaxed in our call today, I said, I don't think that's coincidence. She always seems very relaxed. I can tell. You can tell your client, the past 2 weeks she was extra stressed with work and everything. And today she was
Yeah.
just like talking a little slower and just very into like very present and just very like laughing a lot more. And I said, do you realize how relaxed you sound right now? I said, at this time of year between Thanksgiving and Christmas with your business, I'm like, how amazing is that? Because you're learning to set boundaries and she goes, I feel great. She goes, I feel so relaxed, and I never feel relaxed on the holidays. And I was like, boom, like boundaries. I'm like, that is amazing. I was so proud of her.
Yeah. I love that. I think like setting boundaries too is so important. Like whether it be just like, with work stuff or like family stuff, like, and like what you said, Amanda, like, okay, choosing to do this thing over this thing. And then like, with work, with a lot of women, I feel like out of all from the difference between a man and a woman, women when they work, they typically are the ones who will people please and they will push outside of their boundaries, where men will be like, no, and then not feel bad about it. Women will say no, and then they'll be filled with a lot of shame and a lot of guilt for setting boundaries. So I love that story. I feel like that's going to relate to a lot of women. So I think like at the end of the day, like when it comes to the holidays, like if you're struggling with binge eating, you're struggling with overeating, like honestly, a lot of it comes down to the fact that you're probably not setting any boundaries. And I think before, like, this is going to come out next week, so this might be a little late, but it might be perfect. Set your boundaries, like, and set them firm. Like, this is going to be like I have a boundary, mom, my 3-day rule boundary. Like no more than 3 days. I think I've told you that, right? We have a 3-day rule when we're with family. The only exception is when we go to the East Coast with my husband's family, but I followed my 3-day rule when I went to Tennessee. So that was fine. Like, setting those boundaries, setting boundaries around like your work, and then like paying attention to your stress level in your body and taking time to replenish and refuel and like get your batteries back up so you're not feeling so tapped out emotionally. And then kind of coming back to like a few more things that I wanted to touch on at the end, just because we're kind of coming short on time, is when it comes to like binge eating or overeating during the holidays. I feel like the reason why a lot of women struggle with binge eating and emotional eating during the holidays is they have a whole list of foods that are good and a whole list of foods that are bad. And when
Mm-hmm.
you label foods good and bad, and then you throw stress on top of that, and then you throw lack of boundaries on top of that, and then you throw like just feeling overwhelmed. On top of that, of course you're going to binge, right? Of course the binging's going to happen, and it's going to happen not for one day, but 2 days, 3 days. Oh shit, it's December 24th and I've binged every single day this month. This is where I see a lot of women when they come to me, they're struggling. So I think, like, let's talk about this for a quick second. How do we stop labeling foods good versus bad?
That is hard. I have grown up my whole life, healthy, good, bad. I still say the words and catch myself. I still do. But, the one thing is every food has its purpose. And there are times that you really do need those foods that are yummy they make you feel good. There's certain things that they do. And even when I ran into one of my friends and I was talking to her, I'm like, because they eat extremely clean. Like they are paleo. Her husband's paleo. She's vegan, like hard. And she's like, every time he goes and he gets his blood work, they can't find the veins to draw his blood. And I'm like, even me being in prep, competition prep, I need refeeds. It stimulates everything in your body. Your muscles get bigger. It refeeds everything. And she's like, I never thought about it like that. So they actually did that right before he got his blood work done, and they found veins. So I think it's important to know that every food has its purpose. Like that was really cool for me to hear. We just need to realize that every food does have its purpose. I'm going to say it again. And there are things that you need from all of them.
Even
That's
sugar, even sweets.
even
Like,
sugar. Sugar, sweets are so important. That's what will pump your muscles up, get your veins big and
well,
hard. And it's
it's also
important.
like a mind
Purpose.
thing too, you
It
know?
is.
I like to call them soul foods.
Yes. And so we just need to remember every food has its purpose. You've said that, Brooklyn. But as I've really become just a lot better with my choices and eating. And it's really happened in the last 2 years. I have a really good coach that works with me, Evan. And it really helps me in my competitions and in my prep. And then when I'm off season, it really helps that my mind has wrapped around everything's really good and there's a purpose for all of it. And so that's really been a big way to look at food. So I don't know if I have an answer, but every food does have its purpose, and it's important for us to remember that. So I don't know if that's an answer.
We're talking that you don't just have your health, like you don't just have like your body, like it's not just the way you think of your health, like you also have your social health. You also have like your emotional health. You also have like all of these different areas of your health, and being able to, you guys haven't heard me very good.
There, yes, I can
Being
hear you.
able, sorry, because I put it on like a notebook. Being able to, I don't know, like I feel like for me, like being able to eat sugar for me, yeah, like, people see me drink diet soda and they like lose their shit. They're like, "Oh my gosh, you drink diet soda. It's like
I
you're
know.
gonna go to hell." It's like a moral thing. People see me eat like chocolate and they're like, "Oh my gosh, you eat chocolate. Like you're an evil person." And I'm like, food is not a moral thing. Like it is
No.
not a moral thing. It is something for me. I love soda for two reasons. Number one, I love the taste of it. I've drank diet soda since I was a baby. Yes, mom had me drinking diet soda when I was an infant. Love this shit. It tastes great to me. I will have 2 or 3 a day. I don't care. Sue me. Come at me with your diet soda problems. And then I also love chocolate. I have to have chocolate every day because anytime I've ever pulled chocolate out of my diet or sweets, chocolate's the one, really. I eat chocolate every day. I binge because I feel so restricted. Because for me, when I pull something out of my diet, it's got to come from a place of empowerment, not a place of like disempowerment. And typically when people pull things out of their diet, it's because it's coming from a place of fear of like, oh, if I eat this, I'm going to get fat. But I always tell my clients the only time we pull things out of your diet is if you are having like serious digestive issues towards it, or it's like you're having like an allergic reaction. That's it. And so, like, I love what you said, Mom. Like, there are no bad foods. There are no foods that will make you a bad person. And honestly, there are no foods that will make you gain weight, because here's the thing, you can gain weight eating too much protein. You can gain weight eating too much uh I don't know, quinoa. You can gain weight eating too much avocado, right? So why the freaking crap wouldn't you eat some foods that you love in there? And so I feel like for a lot of women, they have this like good or bad mindset, but we have to become neutral. Like I'll even when my clients will say like, "Oh, I was bad this week," and I'm like, well, "What do you mean you were bad? Like define bad." And they're like, "Well, I had a slice of cake," and I'm like, "Okay." I was thinking like maybe you stabbed someone, but that's not bad. Like to have a slice of cake, you're just a human. So you had a slice of cake. They're like, "Yeah, I did just have a slice of cake." I'm like, "Then just say I had a slice of cake, bro. It was great." And I was like, "How'd it taste?" They're like, "It was actually really good." I'm like, "Okay, moving forward." Like,
Well,
so I
what
feel
what's really
uh-huh.
important also is like we have Thanksgiving and we have all those foods and they're in our fridge for so long. And what was really good was Sunday morning, even Saturday morning. Like I love eggs. I love eating my normal foods. It's what my body likes. My body feels good on them. And so I just get right back to it. Even though I ate more Saturday night, Sunday morning, I ate the foods that I love that feel good in my body. I don't eat the things from Thanksgiving. I just don't. I don't crave that kind of stuff. And that makes me feel good getting off all those foods and getting back to my yummy foods that I like and then back to my schedule. I think everybody gets back on schedule into their home. And then you just take a day or two, most people only have a day to de-stress, and then you're back to you. And so, yeah, that was always a big deal when I can get back to my normal foods that I like. So, yeah,
Yeah. But you don't swing the other way. Like you don't swing like, "Oh, I can't have any chocolate and I can't have any
no,
sugar." Like you don't swing
nope.
like people look at you and they're like, "Oh, she must get so strict." Like I told a client like how much you eat and she was like, "No way." And I'm like, "Yes
Oh,
way. She
yeah.
still
I
eats
eat a
all
lot
those
of food.
foods." Yeah, you got to be able to eat the foods you love, because if not, like, you're gonna binge. So I think like for a lot of women struggling with the holidays, like I always tell my clients, like, give yourself permission to eat the yummy foods frequently. And then if you are going to an event where you know there's gonna be food there, just own it. Just own it. Like I'm gonna have like for me, like, "Mom, you made these scotcheroos and you made all like these pumpkin cookies." And I knew ahead of time I was gonna eat some. And so before I said, "I'm gonna have a scotcheroo. I'm gonna have it probably a few pumpkin cookies." But I didn't sit there after I probably ate way too much and said, "I suck, I'm the worst. I'm gonna go tomorrow, I'm gonna eat no sugar at all. No sugar, Brooklyn, bad Brooklyn, no sugar for you." I just said, "No, I'm just gonna have sugar." And then guess what, Mom? Sorry, Brecken, but I've been eating some of the candy you gave him out of his Santa stack.
I'm sorry.
"Mom, did you eat my candy in my Santa sack?" And I'm like, "Well, technically it's for me, Brecken. Grandma got it for you, but you're my kid." It's like, "Where's my
Well, it
Santa
is
sack?"
important to like not restrict yourself after that. Like, I think the biggest thing is like people like will hold back after they eat so much. They'll be like, okay, I got to starve myself the next day. I'm not
It's
going
like
to eat
this
any
cycle.
sweets. And yeah. And so you just go back the next day and eat the foods that you like and you still give yourself a treat or two. You just get back to it and don't kill yourself and not eat food you got to eat because then you'll just get hungry. And so you just get back to it.
I
But
love, Camille, that you share that. And I absolutely love the fact earlier in the conversation when you said how you had a weak, not weak moment, you had a moment what most people consider
yeah.
weak, but
Oh
it's
my
not.
gosh. Yeah.
I
And
call them oopsie moments. They're oopsie
yeah,
moments. Like,
oopsie moments. They're not
oopsie,
Oh,
like
weak,
kind of
they're
like you would say
totally.
to
human.
a kid. Yeah.
Yeah, I love
Like
it
if
because
Brett
she's
can
like,
spill
I
something,
like,
I'm always like, oopsie. So we should do
I
that to
love that.
ourselves. Be like, oops,
Oopsie,
oops, that was an accident. Like, oopsie.
right?
Instantly forgive yourself.
I love
Yeah,
that because
you
she
have
was like, I
to.
was in the cupboard. I had more calories than I should have. Whatever. The next day, you said I did not restrict, which is so important because I feel like all these diet industries and all these like fad diets and all the things on social media is like, oh, like you overate. So next day you gotta like bring in your calories down even more. And I'm like, what's that going to do besides make your hormones go nuts and make your body and metabolism go like this? So
That's right.
I love that you said next day I just got back to eating normal amount of food. and you didn't go crazy and eat 800 calories. That's amazing because I think a lot of women think that's what you should do because of the misinformation out there. And they look
Yep.
at someone like you, they look up to who's a competed, you're past perimenopause and you're in great shape and you're like, I had those moments too, and you just it's all about the mindset and how you get past those
Very
moments
true.
and not
Yes.
Yes.
continue it. I love that.
Thank you.
I love that
Thank you.
so
So that
much.
was a
I
win.
agree. I think like that is a win. I think like
Yeah.
anytime I always tell my clients like here's the thing, the difference between someone who sees progress and the person who doesn't is the person who sees progress is one that is willing to recognize that they had an oopsie moment and then move forward and move on. The person who struggles to see progress is the person who views that oopsie moment as a wow, I suck, I'm the worst, and then they say, well, fuck it, whatever.
Mhm.
I'm going to just, one of two things. I'm going to overly restrict tomorrow, which is just as bad as saying, fuck it, I'm going to eat whatever the hell I want tomorrow because I screwed up. So that's the difference. The person who continues to see progress is the person that says, oops, oopsie, like I had a moment. Okay, move forward, move on. But also, looking back and reflecting, okay, what could I have done better? Mom did that. She's like, I probably shouldn't have like restricted all those calories during the day. I probably should have ate more. Like you literally said it. You learned immediately from it. And I think that's the difference for a lot of women listening. Like if you are struggling with binge eating this holiday, like number one, stop labeling your foods good and bad. Number two, recognize that you know what, you might have some moments of overeating. I also overeat, guys. It
Yeah.
happens to me way more often than I'd like to admit. But
Same.
the difference for me, that honestly been the biggest thing is just like forgiving myself and just saying, you know what, like I can't get in a time machine and change anything that just happened. So I'm just going to do better tomorrow. I'm not going to overly restrict. I will still get texts from clients. So I binged today. Should I eat like 600 calories tomorrow? I'm like, hell no, don't do that. Just get back to your normal foods, get back to your normal movement, stay off the scale for a few days. Like it is what it is. Like don't beat yourself up and then just move forward, move on. And that's all you can do. Like, and that's it, period. Like that's how you overcome emotional eating. Maybe we should do a video on emotional eating. Maybe that's what we'll do next week on
That'd be
emotional eating.
great. Yeah.
That would be
Because a
good.
lot of
Yeah.
women think like either one or two things. Like they think it's normal to just binge all the time, or they think there's something wrong with them. And both are true. Like, well, there's nothing wrong with you, but I should say, like, you are human if you overeat. Everybody overeats. I don't care. Even the fittest girl on social media that you've ever seen, she probably has had some moments where she has binged. Okay. Everybody does it. And then number two, like, just figuring out how to navigate the emotional eating. So we'll talk about that next week.
I think that'd be
Um,
perfect.
yeah, I think that'll
Great.
be a good kind of follow up too, coming
Mhm.
into the new year as well. Um, is there anything else you guys wanted to add? We're kind of coming up on time here
I
about what
think
we spoke
that was
about today.
perfect.
No,
I
it's
think that's
great.
perfect and raw, and I love how, as coaches, we can be real and share how we struggle because I feel like there's so much pressure on clients, especially ones they see on social media. They're like, oh, like I don't binge. This is how I do it, and I never. And I'm like, do you really never?
Yeah,
Because I know that we do, and you can have all the education in the world, but if people can't relate to you and they don't feel safe admitting, like if they had a moment where they could learn from, then you're not going to help them get to the next level. So it's okay to admit, like, hey, we do it too.
Yeah.
I think every single one of us. But that's the thing, like, that's one thing I found working with women is like just normalizing it that everybody struggles. Even my mom who shredded as shit and someone commented on one of my posts, they're like, why is the mom more shredded than the daughter? And I'm like, well, I don't know, but she eats more food than me too. So like I know people are so cruel on social media.
People are
Like
ridiculous. I'm sorry.
I know. I'm like, it's fine, it's fine. But like as far as like the holidays go, like if you're struggling during the holidays, I would say like number one, really pay attention to like where you're setting your boundaries. Number two, make sure you're taking time to refuel your batteries. Number three, if you are struggling with emotional eating, stop labeling your food good versus bad and find neutrality with your food. If you can do those things, you're going to have a successful holiday. But I'm just also going to throw in there number four, having a coach And having someone in your corner does make a huge difference. Having accountability is everything. This is why I still work with a coach.
Mhm.
I've worked with coaches from my business to my training to like everything. I will forever be paying a coach for everything I want to level up in life. And the truth is like if you want to get better at something and you want to become the best at something or become better than where you've been, you need to work with someone who understands it more than you do. And this is where working with a coach who really gets it. So if you're interested in like one-on-one coaching with Amanda, with my mom, with me, or with the coach Dakota, or with Jordan, who was on our podcast this last week, comment below coaching, or just send me a message coaching. Let's chat. This is what we do all day. We work with our clients on things that a lot of coaches forget. A lot of coaches are really hyper focused on the macros and the training. But I always tell my clients that's like 30% of it. The other, really like 70% of it is your mindset, is your accountability, and it's working with someone who understands and can help guide and direct all of those things for your body specifically. So if you're interested in that level of help, comment below coaching. Yeah, love to chat with you, see if we can help you. Is there anything else you guys wanted to add on top of that?
I can't think of anything else besides, yeah, exactly what you said. There's a million coaches out there that are amazing. Some better than others, some care more than others, but because we've actually all been in that situation of struggling with binge eating, emotional eating, overeating, undereating, like we get it. So we're like, we get down in the hole with you. Like when you're struggling, we feel that. So I feel like that's a big difference.
To have somebody that cares. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's all great.
Oh no.
I know. Hi, Brooklyn.
Well, good thing is it's at the end, so she can edit it.
That's true. That's true. Well, I hope it all takes. I know. It was a good episode.
That was really good. I missed Dakota, but that was amazing.
I know. She always has so much good to say.
I know she's
Oh,
so cute.
I hope it all
I don't
takes.
know if we should stay or if we leave because I don't know if she says if it like
I
if
will
it
just
doesn't
stay.
download.
I hope it downloads. I don't know how to like see like if she texts us. So
Yeah. Let me see if she.
will you let me know?
Yeah, I'll let you know. I'll say, should we stay? I don't want to exit out. Oh, she said, I have no idea what happened. I'm hoping that the videos download. Okay. Should we
It
stay
hopefully
on?
will. So yeah.
Yeah, usually hers is fine. Okay, waiting to hear back from her. I said, should we stay on? It shows it's loading on your guys' end. It literally just cut out. That's so weird. Moving forward, I just need to record on my desktop, she said. Okay. Let me know that's loading on your guys' end. Okay, let me see. Let me see.
How do you see if it's loading on?
Yeah, that's a good question because I think I couldn't check before until I left, I thought.
Yeah,
So
because
let me
mine is at
see.
99%.
Let's see if I
And I
could.
don't dare touch anything.
I don't know why I can't see a percentage.
Mine says 99%. Does yours say anything?
I don't see
Not right
anything.
now.
It's weird. Like I don't see a percentage. Let me see here.
Mine shows I'm at 99%, Brooklyn,
Okay.
but I
Yeah,
don't know
Brooklyn
how
said
to.
it kicked hers out. That's weird. 99, I put 99% for Camille, and for some reason mine doesn't show me unless I leave. Like last time I left and it showed me. Let me see here.
I don't dare leave. I'm not leaving, so I don't want to screw anything up. You probably
Oh,
know
I
more
see
about
mine
how to do
now.
this.
I see
I'm at,
mine. It says uploading 99%. Okay. Let me text Brooklyn. 99% for me. I see it now. I just had to scroll down. Okay, cool.
you scroll down.
Yeah, some reason on my phone it doesn't show the percentage like on the screen, but if I like pull the screen down, then it shows me the percentage. It's weird. Oh, mine says running now. Let me see. So I think that means it's almost
I'm not touching anything. I've tried to scroll down and it doesn't it
done.
doesn't work.
Right?
You know what? I have had social anxiety and I get it. So when you said that, I'm like, oh, so many
Thank
people have.
you for saying that. Yeah, 'cause
No,
like
when you
I
said
appreciate
that,
that.
It's hard.
Thank you so much. It is because I look at someone like you. I'm like she probably doesn't ever struggle with like
Oh my gosh.
anxiety.
I never did until I had anxiety. And then, like, that social anxiety, like, you can't be in groups. I mean,
Oh
it's so
yeah.
hard.
And people, I feel bad because people think it's like my I finally told my mom that I was struggling. And she's like, "But you seem to have so much fun." And I'm like, "It's not that I'm not enjoying you guys' company. It's just like a overwhelming like has nothing to do with like if you're
It's
having
in
fun or
here.
not. It's just like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's just in here. Yeah. How is it doing? Can you see?
Mine says 100%. So let me text Brooklyn just to make sure
Mine
it's
still says
okay.
99.
Oh man, I hope it recorded for her.
I know. I know. Like, you're better at this stuff than I am. So what's it telling you?
Not really. I'm just figuring it out. You're good. I think we're good, but I'll wait for her just to make sure. So what's the rest of your day look like? Anything fun?
Um, no, just kind of, I guess everything's cleaned up for Thanksgiving, but even more so, have to do more of that. So yeah, um,
Aw,
yeah,
well
just
make sure you get some time for yourself.
I did. I
Okay, she
already went
said,
to the gym and oh, what'd you
yeah,
say?
you should get in some jammies and like binge watch Netflix or something after Thanksgiving. It'd be great. Okay,
I'm
she said
going to read. Good. So we're good.
yeah. Okay, Camille, it was so wonderful to talk to you. And today's
Yeah,
episode was so
I
powerful.
know.
I
I'm
love
gonna
it. I
read a
love,
book. So you do
yeah.
something for you too. I
That
know.
sounds good. I'm gonna have to go exercise. I need to move my body. I love that.
Yeah. Uh, thanks for today. I'll see you,
Oh, of
Amanda.
course. Bye, Camille.
Bye.